couldn't even think of going into somebody's cubicle these days. I mean, I understand you might have a nice office, little corner office, nice view. I get it. But me being able to show up to the laptop, show up to my desk in my home, in my office, and just be sitting here in my chair, in my drawers, priceless. Hello, Governor. This is Rakai Steed, always keeping it real. You may call me nupefromdaville. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, I'm talking about Doctor Who Season 3 with the inimitable David Tennant and Freema Agyeman, we call Martha Jones. This is Episode 3, The Return of the Makra. The episode is called Gridlock. Makra come from Classic Who. I forget which season, but I think maybe the second Doctor, not sure. But from what I understand, they were only used once. Now, this is the third episode, and this is our third time seeing Martha. And she's out with the Doctor, so the first time they were at the hospital. The second one, she went to 1599 and met Shakespeare. And now she's in the future in New York. But the future is drab, it's bleak. And if you think about the way Dubai looks right now, or some other cities that are really progressive, you would think the New York would be up there. And it's not. It looks bad. It looks like we have fallen prey to all the carbon gas emissions and smog and you name it. It looks pretty bad. Martha and the Doctor actually end up getting separated. She gets kidnapped, and some people take her, throw her in their little van, and they jump on the highway. But they only kidnapped her because they needed a third person to get in the carpool lane. Apparently in the future, that's the fast lane. And the only way you can do that, there's some kind of biometrics or something in the car that reads how many people in the car, and you need to have a third person. What she doesn't know is that the highway is endless. People are actually living in these little vans. They're like mobile homes on wheels. There's a bathroom in there. There's food in there. They have a way to process their waste, everything. And everyone gets stuck on the highway. We meet some different people in the Doctor's quest to get Martha back. We meet some people on the highway. They've been on the highway for 6 years, 12 years, 23 years. Why? Why do they do it? You know, I was thinking about why would people accept that as a fate? And I was thinking about just for us right now, our new normal. It's so crazy to accept new things as your new normal. The pandemic changed everything for everyone. And we have people now that, listen, I am so thankful for working remote. The pandemic closed a lot of businesses. A lot of businesses went out of business, or they just couldn't afford to have people in, or they were afraid to come in with COVID because your coworker needs to make some money, so they don't tell anyone they have COVID, and it could spread in the whole office. So those places that were able had people work remotely from home. If you had a laptop and strong enough internet, you could work from home, which is a godsend for me because I work remotely, and I couldn't even think of going into somebody's cubicle these days. I understand you might have a nice office, little corner office, nice view. I get it. But me being able to show up to the laptop, show up to my desk in my home, in my office, and just be sitting here in my chair, in my drawers, priceless. Yeah. But not only that, just the thing, the pandemic made people start wearing masks. Listen, back in my day, if you had a mask on, crime was happening. It was about to go down. If you had a mask on, at some point, everybody's looking around because they're going to see some dude with his gun turned sideways. Break yourself, fool. Listen, if you had a mask on back in my day, run. But nowadays, everybody has a mask on. They walk around with their mask covering up half their face. Are they poo shiesty? And it's normal. Where they do that at? Now, the question I asked was, why is everyone accepting of this? And the reason is simple. Hope. No, not some girl you know. Hope. Hope is powerful. The hope that there was better jobs, a better life at the end of wherever their exit was on the highway. Now, of course, they didn't know that the tunnel that they were stuck in and had all these cars in there giving off all these gases, that there were some horrible monsters that lived down below that needed these gases to survive, and they were eating people, just tearing cars up that got too low in the fast lane. They didn't know that, but they stayed on this highway for hope, the promise of something better. There's a quote that hope is being able to see the light despite the darkness. Life is a funny thing. And my grandmother used to say, if you don't have hope, if you don't dream, you die. And I get it. Oftentimes now I am so exhausted that I don't dream anymore. Not to mention, bouts of depression, anxiety, sinuses, crazy sinuses. This Ohio Valley ain't no joke for sinuses. But just from burning the candle at both ends, trying to make ends meet and still see that they ain't even close. They not even nowhere together. A lot of times when I fall asleep at night, I'm not actually falling asleep. I'm passing out from exhaustion. And there's no dreams to be had. And that's actually a sad existence, because dreams are what fuel tomorrow. Now, luckily, I have my kids that are my why. And they remind me of why I'm going hard in the paint. They remind me of why I pass out from exhaustion, to do right by them, to do what I can to make a better life for them. But at some point, so you don't reach burnout, you've got to dream, and you've got to have hope. Do you have hope? What are your dreams? And when I say what are your dreams need to have details. Details. It's not just enough to say, I want a new car. What kind? What does the interior look like? What amenities does it have on? Does it do anything special? Does it go off-road? Does it drop down to the pavement? You have a nice sound system in there? I can tell you all of that. I can tell you all of that about my favorite car, my everyday driver, and what would be my special car that's sitting in the garage. I could tell you all of that about buying or building a new house. In my mind, I can lay out every room right now, type of material, everything. What do your dreams look like? What do you hope for? Put in the comments. And if you've not had a chance to watch Gridlocked episode 3 of season 3 of Doctor Who, the link is in the description. Please leave me some comments. Like. Share this with your friends as us new Whovians, yay, continue this journey. And like always, if you have not done so already, somebody told you to come by here, this your first time by here, do yourself a favor. Hit the subscription. This is for Kai Steed, Big Goldie, Noop from Daville.